Now I'd like to show you a few of the features that are available in MateCat. Let's start with what's obvious. I've continued with these subtitles and I get to some tags here, okay? So this is saying that the word slow is in italics in the ST, and it invites me to put them in italics in the TT, and that's okay. It's indicating there's a problem with white spaces, but I'll leave that for the moment. Translate, and now we've got the same thing with this word lentement. Here it says guest tag, so I click on that, and it's guessed that the tags should be there. If the guess is wrong, it's easy to select that and just cut and paste, and you can put it in a different position if you really want to, okay? In fact, it was quite right, so I'll leave it back where it is. But you can move the tags around if it guesses wrongly. In that case, it's okay, and we'll leave it as it is. Other things you can do is put the ST automatically over here. If the translation, for example, is really bad, and it's just not, it's just useless. Sometimes it's interesting to copy the ST over there and write on top of it, if you like. Something else you can do here, if we go back to the settings, you'll see that we are able to activate or not dictation. And this is a speech-to-text tool that sometimes works, particularly if the MT is not giving you anything good. Sometimes you just want to get rid of all of that and write in your own translation. Instead of writing, you can click on the little microphone. Which occupies the entire width of the road, full stop. Okay, turn that off. Cricket, sorry, you got to turn the microphone off and on. There you go. Call it in a microphone. No, and then you have to edit it. But there you go. I did the text by speaking to the computer. This works really well for English, really well for Spanish and Italian, any language where the writing system follows the speech more or less. Okay? So I invite you to play with that one. Just remember, go and activate it and turn on the microphone when you want it. It goes red and you can speak your text. Now, there's one other feature I wanted to show you here. Basically, there are many, many things, and there are online tutorials and instruction manuals. You can find everything you want in the MateCat website, and the same for WordFast as well. There's a WordFast wiki. You can get information on anything you want. This is just inviting you to play around with things. There's a tool up here called Revise, which is actually new in MateCat, and this moves you into an interface where you can, I'll go to the next translated segment, you can go over what has been translated, presumably by somebody else, and you are going to make comments on it. For example, there in a car, I might want to say something like, this is a very short text for a subtitle, so I might say, too short. Okay, whoops, too short. Reconsider, or consider merging, okay, with the following one. You can write those comments in if you're sending it back to the translator, okay? And the translator can go through and resolve it or otherwise. You can see it's like track changes in Word, where you've got the person and the time that it happened and where you can contact me if you don't agree with my comment. You can also go through and make codified comments here. For example, this one here, I might consider there's a tag issue, but let's pretend there's a terminological consistency. It's not, it's actually a very good translation, but we're pretending, okay? And you can say whether it is neutral, minimum, or major. Let's say it's a terminological consistency, that's minimum. All right, and we'll put that one in there. And we'll invent something up here. Imperial. Imperial sounds a bit difficult. Let's say it's a translation error neutral. Okay? And we therefore go through. And you can see as you go through the text that where something has been marked, there's a number there. Now, that enables you to give feedback to translators and to evaluate the quality of a translation. What is interesting is if you click on QR, which is your quality report, you get these points that I just put in there with their weighting, neutral, major, or minor. And you've got a quick calculation of, oh dear, I just failed my own translation. Okay. It very quickly gives you the quality score for the translation and gives feedback to the translator about what has been considered non-optimal. All right? So there's an interesting tool. It's really a project management tool or quality management tool, let's call it. We'll go back to the translate interface. Good. After we've done all of that, we can proceed to download our work. Here I haven't finished the file, so it says download the draft. Note that I could also download the original text. I can export it in XLIF format, which enables it to be imported easily into another program. And if I like, I can just export the TMX file, which is the actual translation memory, which again could go into another TM. Here I'll download the draft. As you can see there, I'm putting it with EN at the end, so I know that this is the English version that I want. I had a previous one there, which has been replaced, and I can now open that and take a look at it. There it is, I've got it in AG sub, and here are my English subtitles. Wonderful, no red, all nice and short. And if I'm lucky, I can open a video to go with it, put it on there, make it a bit bigger, and let's see how the subtitles go.
I presented equivalence as a paradigm of translation theory that isn't as bad as people make it out to be. I presented it, I hope.
Okay, that's really not too bad. They're very long lines, okay, and I would put in a break there as well, yes. Okay, so you can see the original subtitles there, well, had some breaks, and I've had to put in the breaks here after the fact. But that's okay, you can do that revision. This is actually quite good for me because somebody did the Portuguese subtitles, sent them to me. I've back translated into English, but that's okay. What I've gained are all the timestamps. So I can now put these English subtitles back onto the video as a really useful back translation. And there you go, all that was done with MateCat. Feel free to explore and enjoy.